Well, good morning, sunshine. So, it's not very sunny out today. Trying to decide what should I do for my first video on this channel. I think something a little bit more happy, where I would wish to be right now. Foam board. Yes, a diorama with foam board at Beach Cottage. That's what we're going to do today. Stay tuned. Well, guys, this is Danielle of Celestial Divine Design Corner, our little hangout studio. So this is my first video, which you probably can tell just by looking at my channel. I mean, I did put a welcome video up there, but that doesn't count. So I want to do this beach cottage. I've never done it before, so I thought we could do this together. I do want to apologize ahead of time. I am not a hand model, okay? So I have these two pieces that I already cut out. This is about 6 by 10. I did 10 by 10 floor and 6 by 10 walls. So I figure, just kind of measure and go with it. What I'd like to do with one of these walls is cut out a little French doors kind of thing. So that might be interesting. So we're going to definitely do that. So don't need much materials right now. Just a nice blade, although I probably need to change mine. And whatever rulers you are comfortable with. And personally, and I need a new one because the numbers are rubbing off on this. But I like the kind with the cork backs because it does not slide. So when cutting, you're able to get a good hold, cutting right down. And plus it's metal, so it's nice. I do have a plastic ruler that has all its numbers on there to do my measurements as of right now. And then we got one of these nifty angle rulers. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get started. I ran out of tacky glue. I had this really big bottle, but the tacky glue, I always like to keep it upside down like this when it is getting low. I didn't want to use this because you're going to be hearing nothing but air coming out of it. And of course, I get my film glue. Potential spam. You gotta love it. So just ignore that. But I love tacky glue. Tacky glue works great with foam board. You really don't want to use hot glue with foam board. The foam and the hot glue don't like each other. Trust me on that. What I did find yesterday at Ollie's was this Elmer's Extreme that I wanted to try out. Walmart is pretty much out everything, and that's where I usually get my tacky glue at. Price is pretty good. Sometimes you can find it at the dollar store. The only problem with the dollar store ones is they're usually really small, and I'd rather get a big bottle with the amount of projects that I do. So this says that it's school glue for bigger, tougher projects, and it's washable, which, you know, as you can see, I'm wearing an apron because I'm quite messy. It says that on the bottom here, it says it works on a variety of surface: wood, fabric, foam board, craft materials, and much more, which is what tacky glue does as well. So I'm hoping this works really good. Because my video didn't record well, I was going over what we had here. I had some foam board that I cut out. The bottom piece here is 10 by 10, and the side pieces are 6 by 10. I had already started to glue. I'm going through this project and it wasn't recording. So what I did was I stuck some glue down the, you know, there's some places here probably could use it, down the side. Generous, but not too generous, because it does take a little bit to dry, and you really don't need that much, but you do want enough that it's going to stick. Then I'm going to glue it to the side here. Now, I have a piece of tape that's already stuck to the bottom of the bottom board here. And it's like your painter's tape, you know, stuff that you'd be able to peel off, because foam board has paper on top, so we don't want to rip the paper off of the foam board. Definitely will give the surface a whole different aesthetic. But if that's the right word to use. I'm not really great with words. So if you came here for a vocabulary channel, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to just right now, I have a paint bottle I'm sticking behind it so it doesn't fall over and help secure it. I'm just pushing it in a little bit. Then I'm going to glue this one over here as well. So go ahead and put some glue on that. So I hope you guys have a much nicer looking day outside than we do here in the Charlotte area of North Carolina, because right now it's gloomy out. And I gotta drive to the doctor's office. You guys on this channel, if you're, you know, not from my old channel, Celestial Piper, you may not know I'm a caregiver to my mother. Not sure how wonderful of a caregiver I am, but I do my best. And she has got a bladder infection, so I'm going to have to run to the doctor's and take a urine sample over there. So I'm going to take another piece of tape, guys, to keep that probably on the top and on the bottom. And I want it as flush this piece as possible. And did I tell you guys this is my first ever tutorial? Hopefully I'm doing okay for my first time. Be kind. This around a little bit. This side's already sticking, which is great, so I don't need that bottle anymore. Kind of hard to not get in the camera's way. Okay. This side's wanting to come undone on me. Okay, be kind, be kind. Alright, good. So we will move on. I'm just going to pause this for a second. You're not going to notice on your end. Well, because I'll be pausing it to let it dry a little bit. So give it a chance to dry, and then we can go from there. So what I forgot to do is that I wanted to cut out a door, like for French doors right here, and I totally forgot to do that. So luckily the glue didn't dry on that one, and so not used to doing a tutorial, so it's so weird for me. So I know that it's 6 inches height wise and it's 10 inches width wise. So what I want to do is figure out exactly where I want to put this door. Now I want it to be French doors, so I want it nice and big. So I'm thinking on my ruler, now I need a pencil. I'm going to mark right at the 2 here and right at the 8. Also, I need to know because I got the tacky glue on it. It's like, oh, the cluster. I'm thinking probably an inch from the top, half an inch from the top. I'll come down. I'm going to come down an inch. So right here, about an inch. Yeah. So I got System of Down on in the background. Hopefully, the video is not picking that up. One, not everybody likes System of a Down. Two, I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. Yeah, there's always that. Now I'm going to make sure that my measurements over here are correct. It always looks so weird to me when I'm trying to draw a line because it looks like it should be one way and it's actually too high or too low on one side than the other. Alright, so I drew that line. And now I'm going to go down with it. But I want to make, because I don't trust me, let me wipe this tack. Now I got tool on. Watch out. Alright. I can't trust myself to draw a straight line. So, I gotta make sure that I measure both top and bottom, which is probably good practice, right? Here. And okay. So I have my doorway measured. I'm going to want to use this cutout afterward for my door frame. So I want to make sure that I get the middle here. So since now the doorway is about 6 inches, yeah, pretty close. I'm going to yeah, 6 inches. And again, I'm just like giving myself points so I can get like different points on here to get the different. I don't know exactly if it's completely even, but it looks good to me. Alright, so as frustrating as it is, sadly, it didn't record at all. But what I did was, I don't think you need instruction on how to glue something, right? So what I did was, after cutting out the doors, I went ahead and put some glue on here at the bottom, and at the bottom here, and then also a bead of glue here. I have taped it, as you can see, to keep it together, and taped it here. I have a little bit of an edge sticking out here that's different, but that's not going to be a big deal. Now these I'm going to keep off to the side because I'm going to make these into doors, and the kind of doors I want to have, and there is a little bit like I gotta take a little edge here, but the kind of doors I want to have are going to be glass. What I'd really like to do, if I can do it, is make like the panels of glass. What I have is these. They're made out of acetate, and they're really great to use for stuff like this. So we'll be using that when that's time. So I'm cutting out the panels on the door, measured it out, what I wanted. So, you know, if you're going to be doing this, let me light on here. If you're going to be doing this, I don't know if you can see, I have the lines there. And I didn't cut very well, so I'm going to probably take a little bit of sandpaper in there. I may even use wood filler. You could put a little wood filler on there, maybe rub it on here as well, and it gives a very nice wood look. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all these out and not bore you with it. And once I'm done, OMG. I got a little cut happy. Was doing really good cutting squares out of my door and then cut the wrong line. Yes, the struggle is real. So we're just gonna have to do rectangle panels instead. What's that? I'm gonna be doing use the edges because they're sloppy and I need to get new blades. But I'm going to put some of that wood filler on it anyway to make it look more like a real door. So don't worry about those edges. It'll be all good. Sanding. All right, I'm gonna finish this. So it's not perfect, but it's my door. It's my beach cottage. Okay. Oh, I really need to get new blades. So I'm gonna put this one aside, and I'm gonna do the other door, and we'll move on. So hopefully the filming of this isn't too horrible until I get my camera going. This is how we're gonna have to do it on my laptop. So I know it's quite interesting. Okay, let's get moving to the next one. So as I'm finishing up this, I thought I'd talk a little bit here. And so I have a truther channel, you know, those tinfoil hat wearing kind of people. I just kind of lost my passion with it, but I don't want to shut it down either. I got a lot of good subscribers on there that I absolutely love, and I may want to do something here and there. But this is what I do all the time. I'm always get down so you can see what I'm doing, including the snack. I'm always working on something. So, like, I'm working on a cardboard Scottish castle, which we'll be doing stuff together on. Probably be doing a video on that soon. And unfortunately, it's not going to be from the start because I decided to do this channel because my in-laws were encouraging me. do it. But whew, hate when it does that. It catches in those corners. So I was like, you know what? I just share what I do on here. This is probably one of the sloppiest videos you've ever watched, but my first time doing any of these kind of things. Plus, I don't have the equipment a lot of people have. I don't have studio lighting. I have one of those spotlight kind of S lamps that I'm shining on here with one of my LED lamps on in the room. And the curtains sort of open on the window, so that's my lighting. Using my computer, as I've told you, for the recording. So, yeah. But, you know, maybe eventually I'll have better. I do have a camera. I'm going to be trying that next time. See if it'll work on a tripod that I have. But anyway, as I was saying, so this is like, I'm kind of like shell-shocked right now with this, because usually I'm in my own little world and I'm creating away with my music playing, or I'm watching a channel on YouTube. I don't really watch TV. And my problem with foam board is when you're cutting, I guess it would be better too if I had a better blade, is that because of the paper, a lot of times you think you're all the way through and you're not. So that's what I've been kind of struggling with a little bit. I think this door came out a little bit better because I went into it with the second plan, so. But, yeah, go through these again. They are catching. But, yeah, I would love to know below, what is your thing when you're working in your studio or wherever you work on your crafts at. Maybe it's in your living room in front of the TV, or maybe you're like me and you like, I mean, if you're on here, you probably are like me. You like to watch YouTube while you're working on whatever your new creation is. So, there we go. So I got my panels out. And what I'm going to be doing is I'll be putting some filler on these. But I think before I install these doors and everything, I am going to want to put the wallpaper in. So here's our little doorway where these little suckers will, and I want them to operate. So I saw a thing on a YouTube channel, by the way, where they use head pins. So I have to see if I have any of those before I do it. If not, I thought about using toothpicks. So I don't know, we'll see. This is kind of like an adventure for us, right? All right, so go ahead and I'm going to go get some wallpaper here, and we'll pick out what we want in there for this cozy cottage. So, at Walmart, and I was fortunate, they were having a clearance a while back, and they had this in there, and it was just like a couple bucks, and you get like 50 sheets of like different stuff, you know? And so I'm going to go through this and choose what one I think would be really beachy, and I think I saw one that I like. So, what I'm going to do right now, I think I like that one that was blue. Let's see. Oh, there's even a stripe one here, but I don't know for a beach. Now we're supposed to go to the beach in August. Oh no, July. Oh gosh, I'm cutting it short, aren't I? I mean, I'm making it like further out than needs to be, ooh, this is kind of cool. I'd have to kind of cut it around, but I saw another pattern that I thought was much nicer. It was bright and cheery. Of course, now I'm not seeing it. There we go. I think that would be really good. Oh no, I found it. I like this little polka dot. That's what we're going to do. So, you know, in my professionalism. Yeah, right. I measured it on the back of, you know, let's do it a little bit bigger. So when I measured it from, I'll show you. This is what I did. I just kind of put that right in there, and then I kind of mapped it out and just did it here, and then I'll use a ruler to continue it. I just thought it would be easier, at least for me. That's how my mind works. When it comes to measuring and stuff, I am not the best at it. So that's why you don't see me giving you exact measurements other than what I measured for the actual diorama itself. So System of the Down's on. I am like huge fan. Granted, they aren't together anymore, but I heard something about them possibly getting together again. I don't know how true that is. So I'm using scissors for this. These are brand new scissors, nice blades, so I should try to stay on the line like I was taught in preschool. I know, I make fun of myself a lot, but it wouldn't be fun if I didn't. I don't know, I enjoy making fun of myself. Look at it this way, if I can make fun of myself, then it ain't gonna bother me if somebody makes fun of me. If I do it myself. So I'm going to use tacky glue to put this on the wall. Voila. Ooh, do you like it? So this kind of paper that I have, if you don't know, it's for scrapbooks. Now I personally don't scrapbook, but I've known people who do, and they love it. It's a great hobby to get into. Not my thing, but that's okay. I'm terrible with stuff like that. For example, my son's baby book. I started off pretty good the first couple of years, and then terrible. Now I just have a box that I threw everything in. Okay, so I may have to trim off a little bit at the top, but that's okay. That's not a problem. I think that'll look cute for the beach cottage. So, take my handy dandy Elmer's Extreme, and I'm going to, I don't want it to get super wet, so I'm going to run my finger over it. I want to try to get the edges as best as I can. I don't want it to get like, what's the word I'm looking for? Where, like bumpy. So that's why I want to kind of just smooth that out. I don't know if you can hear that music. Hopefully not, because it might not be something you like I said earlier, if I said that earlier. And, well, the other the other reason is I don't want to be flagged. I'll be, like, flagged for copyright or something. I'm just kind of going over with my finger. Now, imagine if you could do this to your room. Just flip it to the angle you want it to put things on. Not have to use a ladder or anything to, I'm going to use my ruler. You know, like wallpapers, they have like a thing that they can use to just kind of smooth out the little bumps if there's any. Not too shabby. Not perfect, so we're definitely going to have to put stuff on the walls. My hands may have been a little greasy from my lunch. Alright, so now for the other one. And perfectly, this comes out okay. Taking my time cutting, because when I don't take my time, pass it up. So, like I said on my welcome video, I like to do a lot of things. So, if you're watching this video and you want to see other videos, make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell, and that way you're notified when I put up new content. Don't expect it to be miniatures all the time. Don't expect it to be paintings all the time. I'm always into something new and different. I get bored. So, I am now going to, I think I could tape it just once again. I think this lighting might be a little too harsh. If you're wondering, am I going to decorate the outside of it? Why not? What fun would it be if I didn't? I got another piece of tape here. Not sure what I want to do on the outside. I don't know if I want to, we won't be doing that today, so leave a comment down below what you think we should do. Well, so I find that I'm going to have a little bit of extra here, but that's okay because I will be putting wood trim around it. So if that happens to you, don't sweat it. It's okay. I think I'm going to, on this, because it's like yucky boogies, glue boogies. I think I'm going to do the glue on here. I'm struggling a little bit here. Let's see. It is giving me a little bit of a hard time. There we go. Oh, glue boogies. I hate glue boogies. So I will have to do a little bit of trimming right here. I didn't measure the greatest, which is not a shocker because, like I told you, I don't measure very good. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to be using this. I have this wonderful craft tool here, which was funny because when we had our floors done, they were using that for the quarter round. So I do need to get a new blade for this, but it still works pretty much. They were telling me I can't order those because, you know, I'm new at it. And if it wasn't for the channel era at Bentley House Minis, I would have never knew this thing existed. So, you don't want to leave the rounded edges on this. And I will be using the Xtreme Elmers for this project. So I want to put the floor down before I put any kind of trim down because, you know, when you have your floor put in, they don't put the trim in first, you know. That's always done after. And make sure you get the edges when gluing because you want it to have a good hold. What's important though when you're doing the floor is because it's on foam board, it can start to warp a little. So as I'm putting this down, I'm going to be putting something to hold it down. Because what actually works is the actual foam board. Okay, so I have these back two pieces on, and what I want to do is have the same size pieces in the middle here, and then I will have smaller pieces here, just to give it that, you know, look. I could also do it this way, which would give it that look too, but I think it would be more interesting like this. So I'm going to try it this way. I'm slightly warped too, it's just driving me crazy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if this will make it easier for me with measuring. Because again, it's not the best thing for me. I mean, I can't even talk. I'm not the best at it. So I was going to kind of measure it this way where I stick it in there and then pencil there. And it's probably going to be the last I'm going to do with you today. I'll finish this up and then we'll meet back again next time and do the trim and hopefully the doors as well. Don't forget, the styrofoam will warp, so make sure that you lay something heavy on it. I know some channels, they have like the special flat weights that can go on it. I don't have those yet. I do have this. Might need something heavier than that. And I know I had another little piece. That down. That sucker wants to be a bear to me. All right. And just so you see the concept, that's how the floor will look. And it'll just be like staggered different lengths and things like that. Okay. Really do whatever you want to do. I mean, it's your cottage. Save this water. So, yeah, that's a good weight. There we go. So, I am going to go, and we will meet back again and work more on this thing. So, this is Danielle with Celestial Divine Design Corner saying, peace out, my peeps.